Thank you, A.D. Safaro. Yes, spring came on a Tuesday this year. When I was a student here, it came on a Wednesday, so we're getting earlier in the week. Dr. Bridges, welcome. Coaches, trainers, and student athletes. You know, as I think about this past spring, you can probably capture it in maybe the words of overcoming adversity. We've already talked about the winter's long grip. How many, in fact, it turned out to be a record number of cancellations and postponements as a result. But one thing that wasn't absent was that Mountie spirit. Those of us who showed up at the games. Remember that 17-0 game out at the baseball field and the students out over center, reminding Blue every call they made bad, and that. But that Mountie spirit prevailed throughout. Before I go any further, I want to point out we have a trustee among us, Bruce Vickery. Would you stand up and be recognized, one of our trustees? That's Bruce's normal attire, dressed for the Lynx. Actually, he's going to see his mom, he told me, so I'm going to dress like that to go see mine. Perhaps the best example of overcoming adversity, though, this past year was Ashley Inman. After last year, Ashley helped us get to our first NCAA berth. Then she faced emergency brain surgery days before the start of this academic year. 4 months later, she was cleared to play, and 75% of the games that our Lady Mountaineers won, Ashley was involved with that on the mountain. She's also an outstanding student in the classroom, an academic. She's been nominated for Academic All-American Honors. And so, Ashley, you're an inspiration to us all as we face adversity. Freshman Rachel Sterner on the softball team also. We had a great event here when we had a home game for strikeout. We had a strikeout type 1 diabetes and honored both Rachel and her parents. Rachel also, again, overcoming adversity as a freshman, had 2 dingers this past season, which is quite the feat. Courtney Bauer, our only senior. When I watch that team out there and I look at what's coming in the future, first team All PSAC East. Now, she leaves behind a legacy of honors that few can match. She's one of the top players in the history of Mansfield softball. She's second in the record books in extra base hits. She had 70 in her career. Doubles, 47. She's third on the list in games played, 153. Hits, 165. Triples, 8. And she's also fifth overall in homers, in which she had 15. And so it's we got a lot to be proud of on our women's team, and we're very excited about the future. And Courtney, you leave us in great hands in your leadership as you move on. Baseball team. I can remember that game in Tampa in the rain. After the drive down there and all that, and didn't get to suit up against somebody who's been playing down there for a couple of weeks. We got the first one in, got rained out on the second. But what I was most, it was a tough start, slow start. Winning 9 out of 10, coming down the stretch, and keeping that bid for the PSAC tournament alive right up to the end was very, very impressive. We had 4 players who were named to PSAC All PSAC East honors. 2 on the first team and 2 on the second. Anthony Renez and Weston Baylor on the first, and Tommy Alexander and Zach Sockerman on the second team. Also, I forgot to mention at Lutz Field in softball, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of Lutz Field, and the opportunity to 20 years that she's been here and provided that field for us. Track and field, another young team, slowed steady improvement throughout the year. Kelsey Carlson, 19th best throw in the nation with the javelin is extremely impressive after last year going to the Division II NCAA championships. We had 9 students plus a relay team this past week go to the PSAC championships, qualify and compete. We also made history here at Mansfield when we had our first Under the Lights track meet. this past spring season. So all in all, there's been adversity. But as it always happens with Mounties, we always come through. And that's why we're here today, to recognize you and your accomplishments and how you represented us out there on the field or on the track. At this time, I'd like to ask all seniors present to please stand so we can recognize you. We also would be missed if we didn't recognize our coaches and trainers who make this all possible for all of us. Please join me in recognizing our coaches and our trainers. And I'll get off the stage with one last group I want to recognize. They're the ones who make our fields playable when no one else would or could. And that's our facilities team right here, our grounds crew. So please join me in thanking them for everything. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our Sodexo, our great host here, and we'll get lunch going. Thank you very much.